Have you ever looked at someone who walked away from you, smiling, acting free, living as if your existence never mattered, and wondered if you were erased that easily? Here's the truth no one warned you about. Sometimes the person who leaves first becomes the one who spends the longest running from what they lost. Not because they're coming back tomorrow, not because they're secretly obsessed, but because some connections don't disappear when a relationship ends. They become echoes that follow people into every new beginning. If you've been questioning your value because an avoidant replaced you so quickly, don't click away, because what you're about to hear may completely change the story you've been telling yourself. People often misunderstand avoidance. They mistake distance for indifference, silence for healing, and moving on for emotional freedom. But emotional avoidance isn't the same as emotional resolution. Someone can leave your life, block your number, start dating someone new while carrying unfinished emotions they refuse to face. That's why replacement and recovery are not the same thing. Today you'll discover 7 powerful reasons an avoidant can't truly replace you, not to feed false hope, but to help you stop measuring your worth by someone else's behavior, because your value was never decided by whether they stayed. It's decided by what you brought into their life that can't be copied. Let's begin. Anyone can step into a space that someone else once occupied. That's the part people see. They see the new photos, the new conversations, the new relationship status, and they immediately assume that because someone new appeared, everything that came before must have disappeared. Your mind begins to tell a painful story. Maybe I was that easy to replace. Maybe what we had wasn't special. Maybe I imagined the connection. Those thoughts can become louder than reality if you let them. But here's what most people never stop to question. Is replacing a person really the same as replacing the impact they had? Those are 2 completely different things. Think about your own life. There are teachers whose names you still remember years later. There are friends you haven't spoken to in a decade, yet something they once said still shapes the way you think. There are moments that lasted only minutes but changed the direction of your life forever. Human beings don't simply collect people. We collect experiences, emotions, and turning points. Some encounters become part of the architecture of who we are. Relationships work the same way. If you loved someone with honesty, patience, and emotional courage, you offered something far deeper than your presence. You offered an experience. Whether they were ready to receive it completely is another question, but experiencing it and understanding it are not the same thing. People with avoidant attachment patterns often value independence and may become uncomfortable when emotional closeness begins to feel overwhelming. That doesn't mean every relationship affects them the same way, and it certainly doesn't mean they never care. It means that closeness can create an internal conflict. One part of them wants connection. Another part wants distance because distance feels safer. When that conflict becomes too intense, leaving the relationship may seem like the easiest solution. From the outside, it can look as though they walked away without looking back, but appearances rarely tell the whole story. Leaving a relationship changes the environment. It doesn't automatically erase every emotional experience that happened inside it. Imagine someone who spends years avoiding difficult conversations. Then they meet a person who listens without judgment, who encourages honesty instead of perfection, who makes vulnerability feel possible for the first time. Even if that relationship ends, that experience doesn't vanish. They've now seen another way of relating. Whether they embrace it or resist it, they know it exists. That's what impact looks like. Impact isn't measured by how long someone stayed. It's measured by what changed because you were there. Maybe you encouraged them to dream bigger than they had before. Maybe you believed in them during a season when they couldn't believe in themselves. Maybe you challenged them to communicate instead of shutting down. Maybe you introduced kindness where they expected criticism. Maybe you created moments of peace in a life that had known mostly chaos. None of those things guarantee they'll return. None of those things guarantee regret. But they do mean the relationship became part of their personal story. And stories shape people long after chapters end. The mistake so many wounded hearts make is believing that if someone started dating another person, everything meaningful was erased overnight. That's usually how pain speaks, not how reality works. People are far more complex than that. A new relationship is not a delete button. It's simply another chapter. Sometimes people move forward because they're growing. Sometimes they move forward because they're distracting themselves. Sometimes they move forward because they're genuinely ready for something different. And sometimes they don't even understand why they're moving so quickly. You cannot know which one is true from the outside. That's why comparing yourself to someone new is one of the most exhausting battles you can fight. You don't know their relationship. You don't know their conversations. You don't know their struggles. You're comparing your deepest insecurities to someone else's highlight reel. That comparison will never be fair. Instead, ask yourself a different question. Who were you while you loved? Did you become someone more compassionate? Did you learn to communicate more honestly? Did you discover strengths you never knew you had? Did you survive heartbreak without losing your ability to care? Those answers matter infinitely more than trying to decode someone else's choices, because the greatest gift you ever bring into a relationship is not perfection. It's authenticity. Authenticity cannot be copied. Your sense of humor, your voice, the way you celebrated small victories, the conversations that lasted until sunrise. The quiet moments when words weren't necessary, the encouragement you gave on difficult days, the dreams you built together, those moments belong to that relationship alone. Someone else may create beautiful memories with them in the future. That doesn't erase the memories you created. Life doesn't work like replacing files on a computer. The human heart doesn't function with a simple delete key. Every meaningful relationship leaves traces. Some become lessons, some become gratitude, some become motivation to grow, some become reminders of mistakes we never want to repeat. The form those memories take depends on the individual, but meaningful experiences rarely disappear without leaving something behind. Here's another truth that deserves your attention. When you're consumed with proving that you were unforgettable, you've unknowingly handed your value to another person's memory. Think about that. Your confidence rises if they remember you. Your confidence falls if they don't. That isn't freedom. That's emotional dependence wearing a different mask. Real confidence is quieter than that. MA says, I know what I brought into that relationship, even if not every part of it was appreciated. There's incredible peace in reaching a place where you no longer need external confirmation to validate your inner worth. Because people don't always recognize value when they're experiencing it. Sometimes they understand years later, sometimes they never do. Their level of awareness doesn't determine your significance. A sunset remains beautiful even if someone closes the curtains before seeing it. A powerful piece of music remains extraordinary even if someone skips the song after 10 seconds. Value isn't created by recognition. Value exists independent of recognition. The same is true for you. If you loved sincerely, respected yourself, admitted your mistakes, learned from the relationship, and walked away with greater wisdom than when you entered it, then the relationship changed you too. And perhaps that's the most important impact of all. Not whether you became impossible to replace in someone else's life, but whether the experience transformed you into someone who no longer measures their worth by being chosen. Because the strongest people aren't the ones who spend years hoping to become unforgettable. They're the ones who become so deeply connected to their own purpose, character, and peace that they stop chasing proof of their importance. Ironically, that's when they become the most memorable. Not because they demanded attention, not because they begged to be understood, but because they carried themselves with a quiet confidence that said, I know who I am, and no relationship, whether it lasted forever or ended too soon, can take that away from me. One of the most painful questions you can ask yourself after an avoidant partner leaves is, if I loved them so deeply, why wasn't that enough? It feels like a reasonable question, but it quietly assumes something that isn't always true. That the end of the relationship must mean your love was insufficient. In reality, love and readiness are not the same thing. Two people can care about each other yet still struggle because one of them has learned to experience closeness as both comforting and threatening at the same time. Imagine carrying an invisible alarm system that activates whenever someone gets emotionally close. You may crave intimacy, but as soon as it arrives, your mind interprets vulnerability as a risk rather than a refuge. The closer someone stands to your heart, the louder that alarm becomes. From the outside, it can seem confusing. Why would someone pull away from the very connection they once wanted? But for a person with strong avoidant tendencies, the answer often has less to do with the other person and more to do with how they learn to protect themselves long before the relationship ever began. That is why walking away doesn't automatically solve what made closeness difficult in the first place. Changing partners changes the scenery. It doesn't necessarily change the emotional patterns that follow someone from relationship to relationship. Think about how habits work. If someone constantly changes jobs because they struggle with criticism, every new workplace feels exciting at first. New faces, new opportunities, new optimism. But eventually someone offers feedback, expectations increase, discomfort returns, and the same emotional reactions begin to surface. The job wasn't always the problem. The unresolved pattern was. Relationships can unfold in much the same way. The beginning often feels effortless because there is space, mystery, and emotional distance. There are possibilities instead of responsibilities. Each person is still discovering the other, but as trust grows, expectations naturally change. Conversations become more vulnerable, future plans become more serious, emotional needs become more visible. That is often the point where unresolved fears begin to emerge. This doesn't happen in every relationship, and it doesn't happen for every avoidant individual. People are capable of tremendous growth. Self-awareness, therapy, healthy relationships, and intentional effort can reshape long-standing attachment patterns. But growth requires facing discomfort instead of escaping it. That's why the most important question isn't whether someone left. It's whether they chose to understand why they left. Without reflection, people often repeat what feels familiar, even when it no longer serves them. You may have spent months believing that if only you had been more attractive, more patient, less emotional, more independent, or somehow more perfect, everything would have worked out differently. Those thoughts are understandable because heartbreak searches desperately for explanations. The mind wants certainty. It wants a formula that says, if I change this one thing, I'll never experience this pain again. Life is rarely that simple. Relationships are created by two emotional worlds meeting each other. Your choices matter, their choices matter, your history matters, their history matters. Sometimes two good people still struggle because they respond to intimacy in fundamentally different ways. Recognizing that truth isn't about assigning blame, it's about releasing yourself from carrying all of it. You are never responsible for healing wounds that existed before you arrived. You could support someone, you could encourage them, you could create an environment where honesty felt safer, but you could never do their inner work for them. That's a journey every individual must choose for themselves. Many people spend years believing they can love another person into becoming emotionally available. Love is powerful, but love is not control. You cannot force someone to confront fears they are not yet willing to face. You cannot convince someone to trust simply because your intentions are pure. You cannot build emotional security for someone who still believes that vulnerability equals danger. Those changes happen from the inside out, and here's where many people overlook something remarkable. While you've been focusing on the person who walked away, you've probably underestimated your own resilience. Look at everything you've survived, the unanswered messages, the nights spent replaying conversations, the endless cycle of wondering what you could have done differently, the hope that rose one day and disappeared the next. Yet somehow, despite all of that, you're still here, still searching for understanding, still wanting to grow instead of becoming bitter. That says something extraordinary about your character. Pain can make people smaller, or it can make them wiser. The choice isn't always easy, but it is always available. Imagine standing at the edge of a forest after getting lost. You could spend years staring back at the trees, trying to figure out exactly where you took the wrong turn, or you could begin walking toward the open horizon, carrying the lessons the forest taught you. Neither choice changes the past, only one changes the future. This is why healing is so much more powerful than proving someone wrong. If your goal is to make another person regret leaving, your peace remains connected to their response. If they come back, you feel valuable. If they don't, you question yourself again. That creates an emotional roller coaster controlled by someone else's decisions. But when your goal becomes personal growth, something shifts. Your confidence is no longer waiting for permission. It begins growing from your own actions. Every boundary you learn to set, every difficult conversation you handle with honesty, every moment you choose self-respect instead of self-abandonment, every day you continue building a meaningful life, those choices slowly reshape your identity. And identity is far more powerful than temporary emotion. One day you'll notice something surprising. You'll stop checking your phone as often. You'll stop wondering what they're thinking every hour. You'll laugh without forcing it. One day, you'll stop wondering what they're thinking every hour. You'll laugh without forcing it. You'll make plans that don't revolve around someone else's absence. Not because you erased the memories, not because the relationship never mattered, but because your life became bigger than your heartbreak. That's what genuine healing looks like. It doesn't deny the pain, it outgrows it. The strongest transformation isn't watching someone else finally understand your value. It's waking up one morning and realizing you no longer need them to. Because somewhere along the journey, while you were searching for answers about why they left, you quietly became the person you were meant to be all along. Someone whose peace is no longer dependent on another person's ability to receive love, but on your own ability to continue giving it first to yourself and then to the people who are willing and ready to meet you with the same courage, and honesty and emotional commitment that you have learned to cultivate within yourself. There is something heartbreak does that almost nothing else in life can do. It convinces you that the person who walked away took a part of you with them. You begin replaying memories like scenes from an old film, wondering if those moments meant as much to them as they did to you. You question whether they ever truly saw you, whether they ever appreciated what you brought into their life, or whether the entire relationship was simply another chapter they closed without looking back. But there is another possibility that many people never consider. Sometimes what people remember most after a relationship ends is not just the other person. They remember the version of themselves that existed during that relationship. Think about your own life for a moment. Have you ever heard an old song and instantly been transported back to a specific season? Suddenly, you don't just remember the music, you remember who you were, the dreams you carried, the conversations that filled your nights, the places that made you feel alive. The emotions return before the details do. That is how memory works. It doesn't simply store facts. It preserves emotional experiences. Relationships become part of that emotional landscape. This is why two people can remember the same relationship in completely different ways. One remembers the arguments, the other remembers the laughter. One remembers the ending, the other remembers the beginning. Memory is deeply personal, shaped by emotion, growth, and meaning rather than by a perfect recording of events. If you share genuine moments of connection with someone, those experiences may remain part of their emotional history, even if they choose a different path afterward. That doesn't mean they are secretly waiting to return. It doesn't mean every day is filled with thoughts of you. It simply means meaningful experiences often leave traces because that's what meaningful experiences do. Consider the people who have influenced your own life. Perhaps there was a coach who believed in you when you doubted yourself. Maybe there was a friend who helped you through a difficult year. Perhaps there was a relationship that ended long ago but taught you lessons you still carry today. You probably don't think about those people every single day, yet their influence appears in your decisions, your confidence, your boundaries, and the way you now understand yourself. Impact often continues long after attention has moved elsewhere. The same principle applies to relationships. Maybe during your relationship you encouraged dreams they had almost given up on. Maybe you listened without trying to fix every emotion. Maybe you created a sense of acceptance they had rarely experienced. Or perhaps you challenged them in ways that forced them to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves. Whether those moments were welcomed or resisted at the time, they still became part of the relationship story. This is important because so many people measure their significance by how visible it is. If they aren't calling me, I must not matter. If they're smiling with someone else, I must have been forgotten. If they never came back, then everything we shared must have meant nothing. Those conclusions feel convincing because pain naturally searches for certainty, but human emotions rarely fit into such simple equations. Life continues after relationships end. People build new routines, meet new friends, move to different places, and create new memories. None of that automatically erases the influence of what came before. Human beings are not blank pages that restart every time a chapter closes. We are books with every chapter still bound together. Some chapters are joyful, some are painful, some are brief. Some change the entire direction of the story, but every chapter contributes to who we become. The problem begins when you make someone else's memory responsible for your self-worth. Imagine carrying a priceless piece of art through a crowded city. At every corner, you stop strangers and ask, do you think this has value? Some admire it, some barely glance at it, some don't understand it at all. Has the artwork changed because the opinions changed? Of course not. Its value was never created by the reactions of strangers. Your worth works the same way. If you constantly ask whether another person still thinks about you, you're allowing their attention to become the judge of your identity. That is an impossible standard to live under, because attention changes, emotions change, life circumstances change, but character endures. Ask yourself a different question instead. Who have you become because of everything you've lived through? Are you more honest than you used to be? Do you recognize unhealthy patterns sooner? Have you learned to communicate your needs instead of hiding them? Can you walk away from situations that ask you to abandon your dignity? These are signs of real growth. Heartbreak has a strange way of revealing strengths you never knew you possessed. It teaches patience when answers never arrive. It teaches resilience when mornings feel heavy. It teaches compassion because you now understand what invisible pain can look like. Most importantly, it teaches you that healing isn't about erasing the past. It's about carrying the past without allowing it to control your future. There may come a day when you unexpectedly cross paths with someone from your past. Maybe it's years later. Maybe it's only for a few moments. You may notice that both of you have changed. New experiences have shaped your lives. New responsibilities have replaced old routines. In that brief encounter, you may realize something remarkable. You are no longer trying to prove your value. You are no longer hoping they'll finally understand what they lost. You are no longer waiting for the perfect apology to set you free. Because somewhere along the way, freedom arrived before the apology ever did. That is one of the greatest victories a person can experience. Not winning someone back. Not becoming unforgettable. Not inspiring regret. But reaching a place where your peace is no longer negotiated by another person's choices. When that happens, something extraordinary changes inside you. You stop chasing validation and start building a life that reflects your values. You choose relationships where honesty is welcomed instead of feared. You invest in people who communicate instead of disappearing. You become someone who protects your heart without closing it. And perhaps the most beautiful transformation of all is this. The relationship that once felt like the end of your story quietly becomes the beginning of a wiser one. Not because the pain was insignificant, not because the memories disappeared, but because they became part of the foundation beneath your feet instead of the weight upon your shoulders. One day you will look back and realize that the most important person you rediscovered after all the confusion, the unanswered questions, and the sleepless nights was never the one who walked away. It was you, the version of yourself that understands love without losing self-respect. The version that can offer kindness without begging to be chosen. The version that knows genuine connection is never about convincing someone to stay, but about becoming the kind of person who never abandons their own worth, regardless of who comes into their life or who decides to leave it.